Hey guys, what's going on? Jeb here, and in today's video, we're going to be doing a little bit of technical analysis on Bitcoin, Ethereum, and the cryptocurrency markets, because in today's video, I want to talk about whether or not Bitcoin is set to explode above some important downtrends of resistance, namely this one right here that shows up very clearly on the 1 hourly chart here on Bitcoin, or if Bitcoin's actually still destined to fall below this uptrend of support, which Bitcoin has so far this year held support at. Bitcoin is really in a decisive point in the market. Bitcoin sees itself in between an uptrend of support and a downtrend of resistance. We've kind of found ourselves in a new consolidation pattern after breaking out of the one that we broke out of just a couple of days ago. But again, after that breakout, we find ourselves in a new one, and we see that Bitcoin needs to get through some important levels of resistance so it can continue forming what will hopefully become a new rally. So in today's video, we're going to be talking about whether or not that will happen, but we're also going to be talking about Ethereum, because there's a very interesting thing showing up on the Ethereum chart, and that is that Ethereum has actually made a pretty strong bottom down here around $80 and has been rallying pretty well over the last month or so, ever since December. Ethereum's up almost 100% in the last month, and if we bring up our moving averages here on Ethereum, what we're going to see is that the downtrending 100 daily simple moving average here on Ethereum is showing resistance. And if Ethereum can get through that, that might actually end up being extraordinarily bullish for Ethereum. So, long intro out of the way, guys. I do think we have a good video lineup for today. So if you enjoyed today's video, definitely consider dropping that like and hitting that subscribe button. Also, smash that notification bell so you'll be updated every time a new video goes live. But without much further ado, let's finally go ahead and get right into it. Bitcoin, as of today, at the time of recording this video, is trading across all exchanges just a little bit over $4,000. As you can see right here, it's trading just a hair over $4,000. It was actually below $4,000 by 1 penny at the beginning of this video, and what do you know, it's trading at exactly $4,000 on Coinbase anyway. On other exchanges, it's a little bit higher. In general, Bitcoin is just a little bit over that support at $4,000, and that's something that we've seen try and hold here over the last couple of days, would be support here at $4,000. If we turn our moving averages off, we can see pretty clearly that Bitcoin has not only been in this consolidation pattern with this longer term downtrend, that being the neckline of the inverse head and shoulders pattern we've talked about in other videos, that inverse HNS right there, but it's also being wedged in between that downtrend and this uptrend, as well as between this downtrend and $4,000 as support. So there's definitely a lot of tension here. I talked about before this breakout right here, the breakout of this consolidation pattern, that there was a lot of tension in Bitcoin and that we would probably see that come to a head in a major way. And that's exactly what we saw. We saw this nice big green candlestick form right here where Bitcoin rallied quite substantially, and I have a feeling that there's still a lot of tension built here because Bitcoin is sitting below a downtrend of resistance and above a level of support at $4,000. I would imagine that if Bitcoin breaks 4K and has a confirmed break of it, not one of these little dinky little breaks like we've seen here, or if it breaks bullish above this downtrend, it's probably going to be rather dramatic, and it's probably going to bring quite a lot of price action. We'll see what that looks like when it happens, and we'll talk about that when it does happen. But I have a feeling we're probably going to see another large little run. We'll probably see a little run. Anyway, I think you guys understand what I was trying to say there. If we check CoinMarketCap, we're going to see that Bitcoin across all exchanges is trading currently just a little over $4,000. It's down almost 1% over the last 24 hours, but since we're trading sideways in what a lot of people have been calling a bull flag or a bull pennant, it's not really a bull pennant, a bull flag up here, then that's not really all that concerning. Bitcoin definitely still has room to run to the upside, or Bitcoin can also still follow the scenario that I laid out in yesterday's video where it falls down and continues further downwards, or it actually starts going further downwards, even though it broke bullish out of this consolidation pattern over here. Both of those things are very much possibilities. Ethereum, on the other hand, is trading around $151. Is down almost exactly the same as Bitcoin, but XRP is an interesting one. XRP is trading around 37 cents. It's up a percentage point over the last 24 hours, and it's one of the only green cryptocurrencies here in the top 10. We see Tron doing very well. Tron was up something like 15% yesterday. Tether's in the green, but Tether doesn't count because Tether doesn't actually have any of that green, if you know what I mean. Anyway, if we sort by change over the last 24 hours, we're going to see that there are 3 double-digit gainers: Aurora, PundiX, and Hollow, both up over 10%. And as we scroll down here on the market, we're going to find that about half of the market is green. We don't see any double-digit losers, but as you just saw, when we sort by market capitalization, the vast majority of the top 10 are in the red, and the top 10 control something like 90% of market capitalization, so really the market is definitely down as far as market capitalization is concerned over the last 24 hours. I believe that's all we wanted to cover on CoinMarketCap. Like I said, Bitcoin across all exchanges is trading just a hair over $4,000, trying to hold that as a level of support, and I would like to see that hold because I would like to see Bitcoin not break 4K and instead break this downtrending neckline of this inverse head and shoulders pattern, if I can grab it. This one right here that we've been talking about for quite some time. If Bitcoin breaks that, I've laid out in other videos what'll happen. That'll definitely be very bullish But one of the things I want to talk about in today's video actually has to do with Ethereum. And I want to tie Ethereum TA back into Bitcoin, because what a lot of people forget is that when you're doing technical analysis on altcoins, sure, the TA on altcoins is important. Don't get me wrong, you have to do technical analysis on altcoins, but a lot of times, if something happens to the fundamentals of Bitcoin or the cryptocurrency space, or if Bitcoin makes a major movement, the technicals of an altcoin, especially the smaller the altcoin, the more likely this will happen, those technicals can go out the window and the market will start moving in accordance with Bitcoin, which is why you almost always see the markets line up with Bitcoin. If Bitcoin's red, most of the market's probably going to be red. If Bitcoin's up 5%, the rest of the market's probably going to be green. That's very, very common, and that does happen a lot, and it happens a lot because Bitcoin has 51% market dominance, has Bitcoin dominance is around 52% right now, and Bitcoin is the head honcho. Bitcoin is the jefe in the cryptocurrency space. It's the big dog. Everybody follows Bitcoin, and Bitcoin's the most important cryptocurrency without a shadow of a doubt. So that's something you have to keep in mind. But that can go the other way too. Sometimes when Bitcoin isn't doing a whole lot, and another one of these top 5 cryptocurrencies, especially XRP or Ethereum, do something significant, and Bitcoin isn't really moving, Ethereum or XRP setting the tone for the rest of the market can actually have very important effects on Bitcoin. So what I mean by that is if Bitcoin is sitting here trading sideways at literally exactly $4,000 right now, and Bitcoin's just trading sideways, and Bitcoin is in this decisive point where it's trying to break bullish or it's trying to break bearish, and it can't decide which one it wants to do, sometimes what you see is you see Ethereum or XRP come in and save the day and actually make the decision for Bitcoin. Sometimes when Bitcoin's being indecisive, Ethereum or XRP will step in and make that decision for it. And as I talked about at the beginning of this video, as you can see, over the last month or so, Ethereum is up 100%. Guys, we're in a bear market. That's a big deal. That's a lot of gains. If you guys bought Ethereum down here at $80, good on you, because you made a lot of money doing that. And a lot of people, that's about as much money as people made when Ethereum was running up here. A lot of people bought into Ethereum at, like, I don't know, $600. They sold up here like a $1,300, and they called that a big gain. You can make a lot of money in a bear market. Another example would be right over here. This was during the bear market. Ethereum ran 120%. There's a lot of money to be made in these cryptos. But the point I want to make here today is that Ethereum is trying to set the tone for Bitcoin, because of course Bitcoin has done rather well over the last couple of weeks. As we can see, if we bring up our ruler here, then Bitcoin hasn't exactly done poorly. Bitcoin has run about 30%, but Ethereum's run 100%. And right now Ethereum's in a very interesting position because Ethereum is hitting support on the 100 daily simple moving average. As we can see right there, this gray line, that's the 100 daily simple moving average, and that is a very significant moving average. It doesn't show up as being terribly significant on Ethereum, but let me show you some places that it was. One example would be right over here. Ethereum had resistance here on the 100 daily simple moving average. Right here, when we got above it, that correlated with the break of a consolidation pattern right there. As you guys know, when you look at charts long enough, you have chart vision. Let me go ahead and elaborate on that little consolidation pattern I was just talking about there. A lot of times what you'll see is that the market will break. Actually, I can't find it. Let's see where it is. A lot of times what you'll see is that the market has consolidation patterns like these, and sometimes if you have the eye, then you can spot them. This consolidation pattern right here is the one I saw out on the daily chart. And when Bitcoin broke that, Bitcoin also happened to break the 100 daily simple moving average right here. Ethereum broke the 100 daily simple moving average right there. And we can also see that Ethereum came down here and got support here on the 100 daily simple moving average. I think I said Bitcoin one more time just a second ago. Anyway, you guys get my point. The 100 daily simple moving average on Ethereum, on Bitcoin, on any cryptocurrency you look at is going to be an important moving average. And we have proof for that in the history because Ethereum has seen support on it. And right now, Ethereum is getting resistance on it. So what does that mean? That means that this is an important level of resistance, which could become an important level of support, which does also mean that if and when Ethereum gets above the 100 daily simple moving average, when it breaks above it, as it did over here, that's probably going to be rather bullish for Ethereum, and that's probably going to send Ethereum going even higher. And something you have to keep in mind is that Bitcoin doesn't start all of its rallies. Sometimes a rally in Bitcoin is started by fundamentals, which has nothing to do with the Bitcoin chart. Sometimes a rally in Bitcoin is started by bullish price action coming from a major altcoin. And since Ethereum's been doing so well here, and the fundamentals for Ethereum have been doing rather well, we see that Ethereum has run 100% in the last month. If Ethereum were to break the 100 daily simple moving average and start moving up here, there's a very good chance that that bullish exuberance that came from that Ethereum breakout could lend itself towards Bitcoin and have Bitcoin and actually make the decision for Bitcoin as to whether or not Bitcoin wants to break bullish or break bearish above this downtrend of resistance or below this uptrend of support. So since Bitcoin's in this kind of decisive point here and Bitcoin has to make a decision, Sometimes the fundamentals will come in and make that decision for it. Sometimes the technicals will come in and make that decision for it. And sometimes an altcoin will come in and make that decision for it. So tell me in the comment section down below what you think of that analysis, guys. Do you think that there's a chance that Ethereum's massive exuberance, really actually kind of surprisingly massive exuberance over the last couple of weeks, might be able to come in and save Bitcoin and actually decide for Bitcoin on which direction Bitcoin is going to break out here? Because I talked about at length in the last several videos about which direction Bitcoin might be breaking out of both of these consolidation patterns. And like I said, I'm ever so slightly more bullish. But with the fact that Ethereum is looking like it may be about to have a bullish breakout, if Ethereum does, that could definitely be very, very good for Bitcoin. And of course, as we've talked about in previous videos, if Bitcoin gets above this neckline of the inverse head and shoulders pattern, that is a confirmation of the completion of an inverse head and shoulders pattern, which is a very bullish sign for Bitcoin indeed. And we'd be looking at price targets up somewhere around $5,000. Tell me in the comment section down below, like I said, what you think about that analysis. I do want to talk about Ethereum a little bit more because I am looking forward to this. I'm not necessarily saying for a fact that Ethereum is going to break the 100 daily simple moving average. I'm not putting a percentage likelihood on which direction Ethereum is going to break, whether it's going to break above this or if it's going to fall below it. But one thing I do want to point out is that the 20 daily SMA right here is curving up to meet the 100 daily simple moving average, which is also curving down, which means in the next week or so, Ethereum is going to be in its own little decisive point. Either Ethereum is going to have to break up and break that 100 daily simple moving average, or break down and break below that 100 daily simple moving average. Now, it's important to keep in mind that Ethereum is currently above the 20 daily exponential moving average right here. As you can see, we broke above it down here and got support on it right there. That is a moving average that I use normally to decide whether or not a cryptocurrency is in a rally. I would definitely say Ethereum is in a state of rallying right now, although it's kind of slowed down over the last week or so. So there's a very good chance that Ethereum actually holds the 20 daily SMA and gets above the 100 daily SMA. I'm interested to hear in the comment section down below your opinion on which direction that will break as well. Anyway, guys, that's almost all I want to talk about. I also did want to talk about the Bitcoin shorts and how they've been falling very, very quickly. As I talked about in a couple videos ago, when Bitcoin shorts fall that quickly, typically you see a lot more bullish price action come out of Bitcoin than we have here over the last couple of days. And when you see a lot of shorts fall and you don't see a lot of Bitcoin, bullish price action come out of Bitcoin, that can mean one of two things. That can mean either Bitcoin is very bearish and the shorts dropping and being covered are propping that up, or it can mean that there's a lot of tension built here. And there's a very good chance, in my opinion anyway, that all of these shorts dropping, we've seen over 10,000 shorts drop in the last week, has something to do with a lot of the tension that I feel being built in this market. I think a lot of tension is sitting in the Bitcoin market, just waiting to be released in the similar way to when you coil a spring up and you let go of that spring and you have your spring, you let go of the spring goes that way. The spring is Bitcoin right now. And that tension is being built by the bullish exuberance coming from declining shorts, coming from better fundamentals, coming from more bullish sentiment in the market, and also being held down by these downtrends of resistance. So if those get broken, I think that's going to be very, very bullish for Bitcoin indeed. Anyway, guys, tell me in the comment section down below also what you think of all of this technical analysis. I know I've already told you guys to do that a couple of times, but I do like reading your comments. I do try to read every single comment. If I gave you a heart, that does mean I read your comment. Sometimes I heart your comment and I don't read all of your comment because sometimes you guys write me an essay, and while I do appreciate it, I try to read all of them. You guys know it's hard though. Anyway, if you did enjoy this technical analysis and you want to learn how to do technical analysis on your own, I do highly recommend the Cryptocurrency Technical Analysis Academy, as we have linked in the description down below. We've had a lot of people join lately. Of course, as usual, we haven't had any complaints. We've had a lot of people be very, very happy with the product. And if you want to see what we have to offer, check out the link in the description down below. I put my heart and soul into that, and I do think you guys would get a lot of value out of it if you're not already in it. If you have joined the Cryptocurrency Technical Analysis Academy, tell people down below in the comment section down below what you guys think of it. I'm interested to hear your honest feedback as always. Anyway, guys, that is going to be basically about it for this video. If you guys did enjoy the video, definitely consider dropping that like and hitting that subscribe button, but that is enough shameless self-promotion. I want to thank each and every single one of you for watching as always, and I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.